Hi. So this video is just going to kind of go through with you the process of putting color onto our op art tube design. So you can see here I did one of the tubes, and what I want you to think about is considering making stripes down the tubes using either your two warm colors like I did here or your two cool colors. So you want the colors to be very, very similar in each of the tubes, and you want to go with like a stripe. When I go to the next stripe or the next tube, the stripes should be the cool colors, and then I can go back to doing the warm colors just like how I did here. So that way we have a nice variety, but at the same time it doesn't look too crazy. Now you may want to do, you could certainly look at some samples and make a decision, because some of you guys might want it to look a little bit more dramatic, in which you have a warm color but then you have a cool color design. So you could do stripes that are a lot more dramatic, and you could do it for each of the tubes. One suggestion that I have is do this, whatever I do over here as far as my combination, I should repeat it in every other tube. Okay? So I'm going to take you through the basic process, and you can see I started this one over here with one of my warm colors. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to be taking this process and applying it to your tube coming down like this. But I did apply it to every other space. So then what I do next is I take my other sets of colors, which would be my raspberry and my magenta and my pink, and then I'm going to do the same process but in here. Okay? So let me run through that. I'm actually going to jump over to this one right here, and I'm going to work on my cool colors on this side. Just zoomed in a bit. So make sure I have my three colors. So the basic idea is I go to my cool colors, and I'm going to start with my green, blue, aqua green, and white. And I'm going to be working on this tube right next to it. So I am turning my paper. And so when you start, you're putting the base color right along here on either side. And then I know I'm going to be fading it to white, so I'm going to go lighter and lighter as I go in the middle. The middle of each of these tube segments, the middle right here should be the lightest. The mid-tones are going to be about midway towards the edge here. And then the dark, whatever you're using for your shadows, is going to go right in that section there. So the segments are going to be different sizes, unlike the handout that we had. With our handout, they were all the same size. So with this one, some of these are going to be real wide, some of them are going to be really small, so you're going to have to make some adjustments to the amount that you're going to be coloring. Okay. And then I'm just going to hit it with my white in between. Just kind of smooths it out a little bit. All right, just like that. So I'm going to be doing this combination on every other space. So I said this in class, what I suggested to some of you is if you just lightly mark it every other one coming up, so you know what you're coloring when you get to them. In my demonstration, when I was working in class, I was actually doing a few of these at one time. In other words, doing a few of the stripes at one time. and maybe it'll go a little faster for you. This is going to be a process. You have a lot of wow, I tried to say sections and segments at the same time. You have a lot of areas to do. A lot of coloring that's going to happen here. So you're going to find a method that's going to work for you. So you can work effectively and you can work efficiently. So you want to be neat about it, but you also want to try to work hard, diligent. Okay. You can see how this might go a little bit faster using one color at a time. You can start to see it really starts to come alive pretty quickly. I'm always working side to side, left to right. In other words, across like this. Because then what it does is it'll give you this sort of satiny look to it. Okay, so we're just going to go with that. Then I'm going to be going back when I'm done, and I'll be taking this color scheme and putting it into the white spaces in there. Okay. When I'm done with this tube right here, then I work on this next tube, which is going to be the same color scheme as this one right here. Okay. And then, you know, if I wanted to move over here, this color scheme is going to be the same as this one right over here. So you can see you're going to be alternating the tubes. All right. So hopefully this helped you out, and you can always reach out to me if you have any questions. Reach out to me directly. Send me an email, or when we're at the Google Meets, you can ask me questions then. But hopefully this video is also a pretty decent resource. So again, you're going the same sort of format as you did in this right here. So you're just making the same kind of thing here. Okay? Good luck, guys.